No, there really isn't. And I'll tell you why. Because we live under capitalism. Okay, right? Are you following me so far? Okay, we live under liberalism is what it was classically called. Okay, now we call it capitalism. So we live under that. And it sucks. So people want to change it. And you're saying, no, don't change it. Not unless you change it to be more racist. Even though it's not really going to work that well if we make it more racist. Okay, like I was saying in one of my previous videos. Okay, like this structure that we've built, this economic structure, doesn't work with more racism. Okay, it works with the exact amount of racism that we have right now, no more, no less. Actually, it does unironically work a lot better with less racism than we have right now. Okay, so you're saying no, it's not capitalism. No, it's not. It's this other thing. It's brown people. It's Jewish people meddling with the capitalism.
American, and then he commented like, please, Americans, don't do this. Obviously implying that like you should do it. But if you were looking at a mechanical legal definition, like that actually wouldn't violate anything, but everybody knows what it's getting at. And but if you didn't cede anything to like a sovereign entity like a judge, no system would be able to determine the human element of that says, well, this is obviously maybe operating along mechanical lines that don't violate anything, but it clearly does. And we this liberal mindset divorces so much of like the human element of life from this mechanical review of how things operate, like without any nuance of, wait, isn't the whole point that like we're humans here and we have the objective is to do a lot more than make money
how does
live in a
this
studio
keep
apartment
going?
above a smoke shop? It's like we can't even comprehend the fact that like, hey, maybe we're actually infringing on what it means to be human by looking at everything so mechanically.
Damn.
Maybe that didn't
honestly, dog, like I need to start smoking weed again. Like this shit. Oh my god. I honestly, in this scenario, I think it would help, bro. I might like. Are there any smoke shops open right now?
I'm following.
That's what he said, right? He was talking about smoke shops.
Mindset divorces so much of like the human element of life from this mechanical review of how things operate, like without any nuance of, wait, isn't the whole point that like we're humans here and we have like, the objective is to do a lot more than make money and live in a studio apartment above a smoke shop?
Yeah.
It's like we can't even comprehend.
Yo, I would love to live in a studio apartment above a smoke shop. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Hey, my bad. It appears I have alerted someone I shouldn't have. Wait. Never mind. I don't think he was barking at me. Anyway, let's keep going.
The fact that like, hey, maybe we're actually infringing on what it means to be human by looking at everything so mechanically.
Damn.
Maybe that didn't tie together. Very well, but
I'm following. It's
okay.
Maybe we are supposed to be building cathedrals and amazing things. Maybe we're supposed to be striving for something more than just having a dog and just fucking getting lattes on Sundays and doing yoga and all that bullshit.
That's you're touching on a really interesting subject. Church is supposed to be heaven on earth. That's what it's supposed to be, but it's not in this country. I would love to build churches. I would love to create that. I think that's what we are supposed to do, but we can't do that here. Nope. Not with the current state of affairs. Not with the way our communities are, not with the laws, and certainly not with all the pre-existing churches, which in my eyes are, well, houses of Satan. That's a light way of putting it.
Maybe we should be doing more with our society if we're so great. And they're definitely a big
maybe
problem
not
with
a
it,
light
that
way
old
of
guard,
putting it.
It's like they are kind of, because it is all a form of tribalism, even if it's a tribalism of just ideas. And they're subscribed to that where it's like, oh, well, you can't change this, you can't do this, you can't even talk about it. And it's like, well, people do it all the time. You just don't pay attention. It's like maybe that is what is required, especially with how things are, now with how dire they are. Maybe we do need to make one more change. Maybe it is just for a decade. And if it doesn't stop there and it goes on forever, if it works, if it makes your society better, if it gives your kids a future again, if it gives you a pride in where you live, and I don't know, makes life worth living. Because everybody, dude, you talk to all these people, half the people who live here in the West in general, they want to fucking kill themselves 90% of the time because they're so bored, and there's no meaning.
Well, and they, again, like, nobody seems to be able to take a step back and say, like, maybe we hollowed out the entire purpose of this to begin with. And I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I was very driven toward money in the sense, but not like in a materialistic sense, but more as like a scoreboard, right? Of like, well, if I can make this much money or whatever, then that will define my success. And I don't know about you, man, but like and I was gonna try and make a video on this, but if you tear down the inherent justice of your hierarchy, it doesn't matter that, you know, every homeless person has an iPhone in America. That doesn't matter. It's all about relative comparison. And like, I hate when right-wingers, like, I feel like Chris Rufo is the type that would say something like, well, you have better dental care than John Rockefeller. It's like, yeah, nobody cares about that, man. Like, that's not an argument. And it goes back to that like crazy idea that, well, if we get rid of affirmative action, everyone's just gonna be happy because they know that they have the autonomy to try really hard. And I got so disillusioned with work and money because I'm like, hey, and obviously this happened later, but it's like, if I told my friend, I was like, you know what we should have done when we graduated college is started an NGO and sent the government invoices. That's all we should have done. And it's like,
so first of all, you didn't have better, you don't have better dental care than Rockefeller, not really. What I should say is you don't have more consistent dental care than Rockefeller, and that is because of wealth. That is because of wealth disparity. We could live in a society where everybody has free access to medical care, including dental, okay, where we are all given more consistent and like superior care to, as opposed to a old capitalist like Rockefeller. But you know, the answer to that is no. You don't have better care. Okay, you want to know why? Because you go to the dentist, if you're lucky, every 6 months. Okay, or, you know, if you're like most people, more like a year, or maybe even every other year, or maybe even never. Okay, that's right. A lot of people just don't go to the dentist. You can blame that on them. I blame the system. Okay, whether they can afford it or not, whether they realize they can afford it or not, it's the system that is creating the conditions at which people don't go to the dentist. And this is just one example. This is just one thing. The dentist is just one thing, but it's a part of a much bigger problem, which is healthcare. Anyway.
When that happens and you start degrading like I said, the justice of it, it is so disenfranchising. And we're really seeing that now, where it's like, wait, so you're telling me, I saw this tweet that talked about this, like, you're telling me that the money that my parents spent 40 years trying to accumulate was able to be scammed by like 65 IQ Somalians in like a matter of a year? Like, you cannot sustain a system like that, because why on earth would you be motivated to...
But that's not what happened. 65 IQ Somalian. You want to know who scammed your parents? It was the same guys that were poisoning them with lead and poisoning them with tobacco products. Yeah, those guys. Not fucking random brown people that just moved here a few years ago, you dumb fuck. I fucking hate
like,
people,
it has to be that justice. And you know, like, I remember this happened at my company, where somebody's income got leaked, and everybody was making like a decent amount of money, but it was the fact that this guy did not even close to deserve what he was being paid, and everybody started going and asking for raises, because they're like, look, if you're willing to pay him that, then surely I'm worth, you know, however much more than that.
Yeah.
And I watched as it really tore down the ability for everybody to be content with where they were at, even though a day before that everybody was fine with it. It's the fact that they...
So you're telling me when a person that has a lot of money people find out about it and they realize that that person is not getting what they deserve, they're getting a lot more, that makes them kind of upset? Interesting.
You know, that it had essentially turned into like the looting.
Wow.
Phase. Like, well, if he can manage to pull that out of it, then I want to get in on that.
Oh, okay, so now your coworkers are looters because they want to be paid the same amount at least of the person that is putting in a lot less effort into their job. Wow. Crazy.
I don't want to let that, be taken advantage of by someone, especially who doesn't deserve it, right? And like there is that element that you do need a meritocracy in the sense that your truly talented people need to be able to break through and become your most useful
That's
people.
true.
And we are not there. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe some people are like the legacy elites that were, went to Princeton and Yale or whatever.
And so your solution to this is to create a more white, homogenous America. That's your solution. That's gonna magically make us a meritocracy, really. I'd like to hear why you think that and how that is going to happen.
The guys might still be able to fund, but again, they go and work on like Wall Street and they just basically do a job for them boys making money out of money. And it's like, that's not anything substantive either. And I don't know how we get back to that, but it's absolutely true. Like you were saying, like building a cathedral, something like that. Like it has to supersede this, again, maximize whatever the spreadsheet says. Well, if we're developing these condos and we decrease the square footage of each one by 8 feet and lower the ceiling by a foot, then we can save, $13 a square foot and thus get $80 more per rent per unit. And it's like, yeah, but that's just a mechanical review. And like, where is your heart and where's your soul and where's your purpose? And the money stuff, it's degrading everything. It's greed, and everybody's greedy. I'm not saying that's like an indictment, but that's clearly an improper foundation for society. We're seeing it dissolve right now. I don't know if you've thought that too, but like I'm so disenfrancrised with it.
No, but I mean, the example you gave
so
of like
disenfranchised, which is
so
why I
actually
defend all of the
to me in a few of my jobs. That actually happened not that long ago where I'm at, and
which is why I licked
was
the boot.
pretty like weird because the guy who literally makes more than everybody and he gets paid a lot. In fact, he just went on like a 4-month essentially all paid vacation because he said he had mental health problems because he was working too hard and he fucking didn't do shit and he got approved for it. But I digress. It's like, it's like you can't have a system that operates this way when there are obviously people that are just taking advantage of it. And this, like a lot of people would say, you're going to have like some socialist watching this and they're going to be like, oh, well, it's just because of capitalism. And that's why. And it's like, well, yeah, like there are a lot of problems with capitalism and with the way we have things now, but there is more to it than just that.
No, there really isn't. And I'll tell you why. Because we live under capitalism. Okay, right? Are you following me so far? Okay, we live under liberalism is what it was classically called. Okay, now we call it capitalism. So we live under that. And it sucks. So people want to change it. And you're saying, no, don't change it. Not unless you change it to be more racist. Even though it's not really gonna work that well if we make it more racist. Okay, like I was saying in one of my previous videos. Okay, like this structure that we've built, this economic structure, doesn't work with more racism. Okay, it works with the exact amount of racism that we have right now, no more, no less. Actually, it does unironically work a lot better with less racism than we have right now. Okay, so you're saying no, it's not capitalism. No, it's not. It's this other thing. It's brown people. It's Jewish people meddling with the capitalism.
But to talk about the money problem,
man.
it's like, dude,
gotcha.
Money, our version of money is essentially useless. It's a number on a computer. There's nothing backing it. And you see all these things popping up every day. I follow like all these accounts on X.
Whose
and
fault
every
was
day
that?
Almost. And they're not even supposed to be tweeting
Why'd
about
that
this shit.
happen?
Every day they are. They talk about Gen Z and how Gen Z doesn't want to work hard enough. They don't really care about working anymore. And it's like, well, yeah, because dude, money is worthless. There's no future. It's like Somalis are taking half of the shit, bro. And not even just that. You got Indians infesting everywhere, including Texas because of H-1Bs and... Dude, Texas GOP just put out a video the other day, and it was this Indian dude, and he could barely speak. I was like, what? Dude, I low-key, I was kind of thinking about making a video on it, and I made a thumbnail. The thumbnail I definitely could not use on YouTube. But this was like, what the fuck is going on in Texas? Like, what's going on in America? Like,
yo, why is our racism party being all not racist? I'll tell you why, man. It's because of money. It's because of profit. It's because immigrant labor is exploitable. And you talk about this over and over, and you say how devastating it is to Americans. But then you're like, and at the end you're like, well, that's why we need to get rid of all the brown people. Okay, and that's not it. It's not it, bro. It's not gonna fix anything. People like you have been saying this, and your representatives have been ramping up the deportation of brown people. Okay, and I'm not just talking the Republicans. I'm talking the liberals too. Okay, don't forget, Obama, he put children in cages and he ramped up deportations. Why do you think he did that? You think he did it because the fucking liberals wanted him to? No. No, it was to put on a show. It was to appear moderate. That's what I think, anyway. There could have been other reasons. Money. Anyway.
Like, this system does not work. And the problem is, and I had a conversation with the guys over at Nav about this the other day on the channel, and it's like the people who have the keys to power, the ones that are supposed to be representing you and I, you know, the ones that are supposed to be fighting for us, that are supposed to be on our side, they're not doing anything. It's almost as if they're completely just letting this country just get raped in front of everybody. Yeah. And it's also at a point now to where, all right, maybe 15 years ago, I could give you the benefit of the doubt of not noticing. But at this point in time, you're just either a fucking idiot or you're willingly...
Well, yeah, you were 12 years old back then. You were a fucking little booger eater. The fuck? Yeah, no shit you would have given them the pass, yeah. Yeah, of course.
Turning a blind eye.
Well, it does seem to be truly in that looting phase of... It's broken down. The inherent order of it and logic has broken down, and everyone's like, well, if I'm gonna watch as people are
No, the looting phase is gonna come a little bit more down the line. Okay, just hold on a little bit longer. Okay, just hold on. Okay, look, the people are saying we're in a depression. We're in a depression. We're in a recession. You just wait. You think that day in February was bad? You just wait. These rich people, they know it's not working. And do you know what that means? That means they're going to push a lot harder. People are going to suffer. The economy is going to suffer. And that's the time to buy, baby. That's when you start buying. That's when you start buying on the stock market, okay? That's when the big sale hits, okay? Whenever there's a Great Depression, that's how you make bank as an investor. Wait for economic downturn. I keep saying this, okay? I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm a dumbass like the rest of you, okay? But like, what makes the most successful investor? What do you think? What has it been? I'll tell you what it's been if you haven't already figured out what I'm getting at. It is predicting economic downturn. Okay? Okay, are you following? Are you following? Mr. Michael B, whatever the fuck his last name is, I can't remember. He predicted the recession in 2008, and he made bank off of it. And now he's predicting the latest recession. I think it was Burley, right? Oh. No, it wasn't Burley. What? Michael... Let me just look it up. Nah, he's a financial advisor. It's a coincidence. I don't know who this person is. Michael Bark? Michael B. No, not Michael Bay. No, not Michael Bennett. No. Stock market. Come on, AI. Come on. I've been drinking too much, dog. Come on. Dude, what is taking you so long? God dang it, Michael Burry. That was it. It's Michael Burry. Is that Darth Vader? Hoto Loka Niet? Hoto Loka Niet? What? Yo, I want to read some German right now. I miss German. Hold on. I need a little break from all this shit. Okay, let's learn some German. Not Hebrew. No, I don't. I was thinking about learning Hebrew. If anything, I would learn Yiddish. Okay, because I already know Yiddish. Because I know German. Okay, anyway. What is your favorite video game? Right now, mine is Minecraft. Oh yeah, Lieblings. Yeah, that was the word for it. Yeah, Liebling. You could also you could use the word ganz in like a in relation to the verb. Okay, the action upon the direct object. Was ist dein Lieblingsvideospiel? Meins ist momentan Minecraft. Momentan, that was it. Yeah, that means like in the current moment. Momentan. Videospiel. I love German, man. I wish I was. I wish I was. It's hard to decide. Okay, I think I would rather be Austrian than German or Swiss. But you know, anyway, basically the German language, like, I kind of hate it, but I also kind of hate English. I wish I had like known German from the start rather than English. Okay, like I would still want to know English because of the utility, right? Everybody speaks English. But I wish I knew German first. No, I fucking love German. It's a crazy language, dog. It's got so many. It has so many rules, but they're so consistent with it. Like, it's kind of like English, because in English we got a lot of rules. Okay, except with word order. That's like kind of the only thing you can get away with. But in German, many rules, and they're very consistent, very stringent, and rigid, even. Anyway. Well, let's think of something. What should we say to the Germans? I got nothing. Sorry, Germans.
Extracting the maximum amount of resources that they can. Like, why would I not join in on that? And on some level, like, I mean, for example, we think about taxes and stuff. Like, there is no moral obligation to pay taxes if your government is not serving you. Mm-hmm. And that is also a very...
Okay, so technically, your government is serving you in the form of roads, public libraries, public school, okay? But there's this pervasive idea that the government is stealing from you. They're stealing from you. Like, they're stealing. They're taking. And they're not giving any, and they're wasting it. They're wasting it. I hate it. I hate it, brother. This is true. These things are true. It's just, it's not the government that is mainly taking from you. Okay? It's the rich people. The rich people are taking from you and giving nothing back. That's what's happening. The government is kinda taking from you and not giving anything back. And that's a problem. Okay, but like rich people, they're taking a lot more. But it's not obvious, because they do it through the mechanisms of the government to serve their interest. Okay, basically what I'm saying is, the government, it does what the rich people want. Okay, the rich people, they want the things, and the government, it does it for them. My bad. The solution is to not cut taxes for middle-income Americans. And the reason why it's not that is because when they say that's what they're gonna do, they're lying. They're always lying. They say they're gonna cut taxes for middle Americans, for average Americans, then they cut taxes for rich people. But they don't just cut taxes for rich people. They also act in their interest through imperialism. I was describing this just a second ago, I think. The government there's this country, it's got a dictator. We must liberate them. Then we do regime change. Then the immigrants come over, and then we exploit them. All for rich people. This is what our government does. Our government only does things for the rich people, and it's gotta stop. The rich people, the rich people have too much, man. They have too much, and the government is doing too much for them. They need to start doing shit for us. And what I'm saying, it feels so obvious. It feels so obvious that I feel like everybody else is in on it, and I'm just the dumbass that doesn't know. That doesn't know that I'm supposed to be lying right now. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm supposed to be lying right now, but I'm not. And it makes me feel scared. Okay, if any other leftists feel this way, please reach out to me. Please. Because I feel scared. I feel scared when I say stuff like this and nobody else is saying it. And that's how I feel. And I want to feel secure. I want to feel like there are other people behind me. And I really think there are. I really do. But it's hard to feel that way when there's all of this on the internet. When there's all of this shit that we're reacting to right now. It feels hard to feel that way. But anyway, I hate the rich people. I want the rich people to give us the money. And we should make them give us the money. We should make them do that. And if they want to come for me for that, good luck.
Older generations are just allergic to that thought.
Make it
but
fast.
I could give a shit. Arrest me. I don't care. Like, on the sense that, obviously, I care. Like, I don't want that to happen. But I will not just say, well, that's, you live in a system that says you got to pay taxes and that's what's got to happen. It's like, no, we have agency. We're not slaves. We don't have to go along with things when they're objectively, it's not even like they're not serving us. They are sabotaging us.
Yeah.
And that's the real kicker of it. When you realize it's like,
they're learning.
The apathy would be great.
Maybe they are learning. The apathy would be great. Yeah, if they would just leave us alone. If they just, yeah, I know, man. I know, if they would only leave us alone. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, man. We live in a society, okay? Society is, what is it? It is collaboration. It is people working together for a common goal. They are never going to stop sabotaging this to get more for themselves. That's what's happening. They want more for themselves. That's why they're sabotaging. Either get with it or get out of the fucking
and
way.
That's what I think about with the Dem Boys question too, where it's like, dude, if there wasn't malice in what was being done, you could probably look past a lot of it. And I'm not saying a lot of it, like there's a lot that is terrible, but the point is, like, there are some things where you're like, okay, well, if this was being done purely out of profit drive, right? Like they wanted to push like pornography or the online gambling thing is really bothers me.
Yeah,
I saw so many guys in college just get absolutely ruined by it.
Me too. There are three things that I saw ruin people's lives directly when I was in college. Okay, three things. And I'm gonna get to it. But first, there are also things that ruin people's lives indirectly, which is kind of what I was talking about before. Okay, society. But anyway, there are three things that I saw, and that is gambling, okay, and drinking, and LSD, okay, but LSD only in the in like the upper middle class. Okay, like the not even upper middle class, like elite. Okay, like Ivy League. Okay, when I was in college, I was friends with people that went to many Ivy League schools, and I like got their perspectives, right? I talked to them because of who I was friends with in high school, okay, in the before time, okay. But anyway, LSD, that shit is addictive, okay. I've seen it. So if you know what that drug is, if you've ever heard of it, yeah, it's, you know, it has like practical applications, just like most other drugs, but I've seen it ruin lives. I've seen it happen in real time. But anyway, the other things are drugs, or I mean alcohol, which is a drug. And look, this is what happens to people in college. Okay, but people, when they are in their young adult phase, they are particularly vulnerable in America, because I don't know if anybody else felt like this, maybe because hear me out. In high school, I felt very safe and secure, okay, because of where I went to school, I think. But maybe a lot of other Americans disagree with me on this, consequently. But when I got to college, I felt like I was free falling. I felt like I was thrust into this institution that didn't have my back like high school did. You know? And I know this is because, or I think it's because I went to a very privileged high school, okay? I'm like 99% sure. But maybe other Americans feel this way too, okay? When you get into adulthood, it feels like there's nothing to save you. There's nothing to help you. You're just falling. And this is intentional. This is intentional. It keeps people docile. It keeps them more committed to their education, which only lengthens their debt to the state. Okay? You're picking up what I'm getting at? Yeah, like this is how it works. Okay? I know that when it comes to education, people like Thomas, Tomfo, and the right-wing coalition, they understand what I'm talking about, okay? Or at least it is within the confines of their rhetoric, their agenda. This is how it works, basically. This is my experience. And I think many others as well. Only time will tell.
Like, you could look at that and you'd say, well, if that's just driven by a profit motive, okay, it's immoral, but fine. But it's like, there is a desire to ruin people's lives through things like that. And it's stated. That's not me concluding that independently. Like, they're pretty explicit with it. And that's what the government, what bothers me so much about the government too, is like, it's not, they just don't care about you. Like, that would be great. That really would be great if they just didn't care about us, but they want.
I feel like this video has been a lot of jargon, and consequently, I think a lot of my words have felt like jargon, like rhetoric. And I don't want it to be that way. I want to have a real discussion. So let's get there. Enough with this shit. Enough with it. Please.
Want to watch us suffer,
please,
and then
man.
they mock us with it too. People didn't like my.
You know, you guys see liberals as a hive mind. Like, we kind of are. We kind of are, and so are you. It's just that you're like your hive mind is of a nationalist identity, and we're the globalists. We're the globalists. Like, no, man. We are united under hating rich people, and many people overseas, right, all over the globe, the globe, they feel this way too. And they agree with us. That's it. Okay, that's what makes us globalists. We just hate rich people. Rich people for their money. Not for their Jewish identity or their some other ethnicity. But, you know, Jewish. They're importing the brown people. Okay, I remember the narrative. I remember it. Okay, I know. We hate them because of their money. And if they just simply have less money, we won't hate them, okay? Okay, actually, I was talking earlier, I had a message for rich people. I forgot what it was. Here's my message to you. We're not gonna guillotine you if you just give us the money. Just give us the money and we won't guillotine you. That's it. Okay, otherwise, we're gonna guillotine you. That's what's happening, okay? We are going to chop your heads off. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this to happen. And this is every leftist commentator. I understand. This is every successful leftist commentator. They don't want it either, but they say it in a roundabout way. They say it like, oh, we can work within the confines of the system. I don't give a fuck about the system. I don't care about it. Just give us the money, okay? And we won't chop your head off. That's it. That's what I'm telling you. Give us the money and we won't kill you. That is the demand of the people and the working class. And if you think I'm wrong, then give it a few years. You'll see. You'll see. That's what they're all gonna want. I've always been ahead of the curve. I always have. That's one thing, people that know me. I know some of you motherfuckers that knew me in the past. You're watching my YouTube channel. You're watching it because you know. You know who I am. You're watching me. You know my channel. I've always been ahead of the curve. This is it. Rich people got too much money. We need it. We need it. You can kill us. You can assassinate us. It doesn't matter. It changes nothing. We're in the same situation. Kill me. Kill the next guy. The one after that. Give us the money. Or off with your head. That's what's going to happen.
Maduro video very much, and I don't see how people took issue with the fact where it's like, so he can kidnap a dictator, but Tim Walz can say that he's at war with the federal government and nothing happens.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna ban Snap. It's like, congratulations, great.
But he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said, you want to know what Tim Walz said? He said, hey, it's kind of fucked up that you guys, federal agents, are murdering innocent people, innocent white people, and you're brutalizing minorities, as we knew you would, but you're also murdering innocent white people as well. You're also doing that. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, don't you think? Oh, how could Tim Walz is really declaring war on the federal government. Yeah, man.
They're raping Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now. It's like it's crazy.
It's just that the competency disparity, and I get it. Like, I understand that there's limitations, but the point that I think needs to be understood more is like, but you can't just excuse it as, you know, well, that's gonna have liberal blowback and maybe it's technically unconstitutional. I go back to what Michael Mouse said. It's like, well, every single gun law is unconstitutional.
No, it's not. Because I still have a gun, motherfucker. What do you mean? What? Yeah, man, you can't have a hydrogen bomb, so that's why. That's why it's unconstitutional. No, man. Gun regulation is allowed under the Constitution. This is obvious. It doesn't take a constitutional lawyer to understand that. We can have regulation on firearms. So fucking stupid.
So why is that okay? But some other action that's
and this is what we're working with. Oh, but why is some other thing that's unconstitutional? Why is that bad? Well, I don't know. Maybe because one is, regulating firearms a little bit, and the other one is black bagging brown people and shipping them off to concentration camps and murderizing them in brutal fashion, most likely. But we'll find out. We'll find out a few years from now, right? And then everybody will be against it.
Unconstitutional isn't okay. You know what I mean? Like, let's get some operative consistency. I don't even care that much about ideological consistency. But like I said in the video, I'm not gonna accept when a bodybuilder benches 500 pounds and then he's like, well, I can't curl this 20-pound dumbbell because my bicep is sore. It's like, I don't care. I just watched you do something a million times harder, and you're saying that like some ancillary thing is just out of the question. It's insulting. Like, it really is.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure, because anytime you talk about stuff like that, because you're 100% correct, you're going to have people saying, well, it's because that's the whole plan, that's the whole goal. And I mean, to their credit, it's like, yeah, there is a plan to just completely destroy us. It's just to what extent does that look like? I mean, obviously, completely getting rid of white Americans, that's definitely something that's happening. But everything else that's been going on, it is insulting to the sense it's like, bro, we just get nothing. You know, it's just a full-on downward spiral, and all of our leaders are abandoning us. And it really is kind of, like you're saying, it's the looting phase. You know, why wouldn't you join in? You know, if you're a girl, and I shouldn't say this, but I mean, to be honest, if you're a girl and if you're hot and if you turn 18 or 21 or whatever, why shouldn't you make an OnlyFans? Why shouldn't you participate in the degeneracy? I even used to think this when I was younger. I went through a phase with crypto, and for a while, that was like my job. I made pretty decent money through crypto, and I had some opportunities where I could have made more if I was getting into just fucking people over, and I didn't.
Oh boy. Oh well, aren't you such a great person? Here we go. I love this topic. Oh, I do, and I'll tell you why. Number one, I want to start off with you used the term looting phase again, and we're not in that. The looting phase is when the rich people are doing the looting. Okay? Because poor people, we aren't ever looting. We are never doing that. It's never that. It's the rich people that are looting. And we're not in the looting phase. Okay, but we're about to be, though. Actually, we may already be in the beginning phases of it. But basically, when the stock market crashes, that's when they be buying. That's when they be looting. Okay, that's the looting phase. Okay, now that's in our country, but across the globe, if you're in the third world, every phase is the looting phase. Okay, we're looting you no matter what. No matter what time it is. Okay, but anyway. In America, the looting phase has not begun. And the idea that the crypto boom was the looting phase, that's when we were making out like bandits. Like I say this as a person, I made so much money from crypto. And I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you exactly. I don't think I've ever talked about it on stream before. I made about $7,000 from crypto, six or seven. I'm not even lying, okay? That wasn't like a joke or a meme, okay? I'm serious. Hold on, let me move my firearm that is of protected under the Second Amendment. Okay, so I made quite a bit of money from crypto. It all started when I was a Republican, and I used to go on 4chan. And I went on multiple boards. I went on VG and V mainly. VG the most. That was like kind of my board, my favorite board. For those of you that don't know, 4chan is a message board, of course, where people post anonymously. And there's a lot of boards on 4chan. But there are two types of boards. There's blue boards and red boards. Okay. And blue boards are like, woke and safe for work. And red boards are fucking trad and based and also kind of degenerate and uncensored. Or whatever. So I went on VG, which stands for Video Game General. Okay, I was a child after all, and I liked video games, so naturally I gravitated towards those boards, V and VG. But I also went on Poll. Okay, that's short for political. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you're an internet user, you've probably heard of Poll. You've probably also heard of R9K. That's another board I went on when I was at the impressionable age of 15. Okay, so this is where I was. Okay, this is where I was at back then. All right, and while I was on there, particularly on R9K, on B as well, I think he was posting on there. The creator of Dogecoin would post on, I think it was the creator or maybe a fan. Okay, looking back on it, but somebody at least pretending to be the creator of the coin would post on R9K, on Pol, on V and not VG, but you know, on the others. Okay. And when I saw Dogecoin start, there was some chatter about it in 2020, late 2020. I decided I was going to buy it. Okay, I was going to buy it. And in early 2021, I want to say like January, like literally day one of 2021, Dogecoin started fucking skyrocketing. Okay, and like I said, I bought early on. And I made a ton of money from Dogecoin, okay, considering how much I put in it. Okay, I put in like, I think like overall $300. And like I said, I made multiple thousands off of it. And all that is to say is this shit is a scam, bro. It's always a scam. It is. Don't fucking do it. Don't do it. You're not going to get lucky like I did. Okay? The reason I got lucky is because, like with many things in my life, I'm an early adopter. Okay? I am. I hop on the train before everyone else. I do. That's why I'm doing this communism shit. Everybody is going to be on this shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And so I did the Dogecoin. I got the money. I was like, wow, this is a lot of money. I bought a computer. I was like, wow, gaming. I'm a gamer. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Now we're in the now time. That's what happened. Okay, money, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make you happy. It'll buy you a computer. You can play games on it. The games are nice. Okay, I like playing the games. They do bring me joy. But also, I could do this shit on a ThinkPad, bro. I could. Okay, straight up.
And I could have very easily fucked people over, and I could have been, I wouldn't even be here. I'd be somewhere else.
Okay, all that is to say, even though I made several $1,000s from this, venture, that's nothing. That's nothing. And even if this guy, Tom Foe, made $100,000, which he didn't, okay, he made much less than that, I'm sure. That's not fuck you money. Okay, that's not fuck off and I'm a just exploit the working class and make lots of money kind of money. It's not. You're not him, little bro. Okay, but the thing is, like, this shit works on people. It does. It does. They hear shit like this and they're like, oh yeah. Yeah, this guy's a genius. Oh yeah, I need to listen to him. It's so fucking brain dead, man. I just... Like, yeah, bro, okay, you made a little bit of money off of your fucking Tesla stocks. Great. Great, yeah, I'm sure you could have really taken advantage of people with your 0.1% dividends or however much they pay out.
But it's like because
I had done whatever I wanted to do.
That said, I shouldn't.
Well, why do you have a job right now then? Didn't you say you have a job as well as this YouTube thing? If you could just do whatever you wanted to do, why didn't you just make content? Why are you fucking... Why are you saying this? Why do you have a job? Unironically, I don't understand. I know that this is a gotcha, right? But like, I'm not just trying to make it like I'm not following. I'm not. It makes no sense. Which I guess does make it a gotcha, but like I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not gonna make as much money, and then you have people that just like, well, why should they think that? You know, why shouldn't I just scam people?
Right.
Why shouldn't I make a daycare? You know, why shouldn't I be an H1B?
That's why the truly like.
If you care about your rhetoric so much, why wouldn't you make all the money from the stock market and then make the videos and make the propaganda? Why? Because like that's what I care about. Let me tell you something, man. I do freelance work, but I am straight up I'm just like I'm not an employee right now. Okay, I've been an employee for 6 years. Okay, I have no like guaranteed income. I'm putting all my chips in on this YouTube thing. I'm doing a little freelance on the side. I'm focusing on this. Okay, because I worked for many years and I made enough money I can do this. Okay, for now. For the time being. What's your why are you what?
In God and those transcendent moral doctrines. Like
I worked to get drunk on the live stream and fucking post about it. Okay, I did. What did you do? I could have made so much money off the stock. Why didn't you? Like, you know, I made as much money as I could off of Dogecoin. Okay, I did. And I didn't sell at the perfect time. Okay, but I made some decent coin from it. Some real dollar. Some real De Niro off of it. Okay, I did. But like that helped me, and it's, you know, sort of helped me to get where I am now a little bit, but like I'm doing this shit. I'm raw dogging it. Okay, I could do that. Like I have a night. Basically what I'm saying is the Dogecoin got me a gaming computer. Okay, which I now use to make content. But like I said, I could make this shit with a ThinkPad. Okay, give me a P50 from 2016. Dude, that's got a nice, like, you know, depending on the model. Okay, you want the M2000M, but you can get a decent GPU that can easily do adequate video processing. Okay, so you know, all of the Dogecoin shit is just extra, but this is what I would be doing regardless. So anyway,
really are the only thing that's governing you.
Holy shit, we still got 4 minutes left.
That's why you hear.
I have been streaming, and I'm drunk as fuck right now. I've been streaming for almost 5.5 hours, dog.
Again,
Hey, that's my bad.
But essentially, like, evil prospers.
I've more than doubled.
And I mean, anybody that tells you that
it's
not like appealing to do what you're talking about. Like, well, yeah, if I just did this, I could maximize, I could make a bunch of money, and it would be at the expense of other people's well-being, but then I'd be taken care of. And we're seeing what happens when people don't believe that, and then there's a system that doesn't prevent it to begin with. And if there's anything that I've realized from the political shift is, like, I understand the impulse for just, like, give me a strong man. Like, I don't care. Give me a right-wing dictator and let him unleash the wrath. And I understand the logical problem of, well,
yeah, I understand that too. I think that is a very appealing sentiment for many young men in particular. And that is exactly why you should be pushing against it. You're not pushing against it. You are aiding and abetting in this ruthless dictatorship. I know that you feel small. I know that you feel unimpactful. But you, Tom Foe, the Right Wing Coalition, Jimmy Talks, and all of the others. Those are just the main ones I react to. All of you together are you are doing this, okay? You are aiding and abetting in this process. You have to stop it. Please listen to us. I would love to talk to you. I'd love to talk to you. And I might call you a racist. I might be mean. But I'll still talk to you. And I'll listen. I will listen to all of your racism, just like I have. And I'll try to keep doing it. As hard as it is, as sick as it makes me.
What if, the gun gets turned on you? But it's like, at some level, you're like, well, I will take that risk, because the disorder and the injustice is so great that it does break you. It breaks you at some point. So I get it. I do get that.
It's, yeah, I mean, and in a way, like, the gun's already pointed at us. You know, it's already
for sure.
It's already
for sure.
in our face. Like, right now, where things are standing, we don't have a future. We don't have
that, and I'm glad you said that, because I think that a lot of leftists, they think that right-wing people are insulated from this fear, but it's the exact opposite. Right-wing people have been fear-mongering for many years. It's just that their fear and their anger and their resentment it's focused on the wrong people. It's not on rich people, it's on the brown people. Okay, it's on the Jew people. Okay, that's it. Okay, right-wing people are afraid. They are afraid of authoritarianism. They are afraid of the government. That's what, like, all of their rhetoric revolves around, is fear. It plays on emotion. It plays on fear. Okay, that's it. So, you know, I like to hear this from right-wing people. I like to hear them admit it. You know, because everybody feels it. It's not just right-wing people. And we should be united under that fear, because we may all be afraid, but can they kill all of us? Can they really? I don't think so. I don't think they can. Only time will tell.
It's been stolen already, you know?
Exactly, and that's what makes Gen Z men so dangerous, in that we don't have really anything to lose like the other generations had before, where, you know, at least their system functions somewhat well, and you can kind of look past the lies when you're still able to, you know, make a decent living, own a home, have a family. It's like, if you take that away from people, then, and it doesn't just end there.
If
but
you
take
take
away
it
all those
away,
things that, like we were saying before, actually make life worth living, it makes the struggle meaningful, then you get people. I mean, if you don't have anything to lose, like, you're immediately dangerous. And we are at that point, and nobody.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like I know what I was saying earlier about, like, blasting the police. Okay, that's if they come after me. Okay, look, police, this isn't a threat. I don't want to kill anyone. I don't want to blast at anyone. Okay, blasting at someone with a gun means probably they're gonna die or you're gonna die. So I don't want to do any of that shit. But anyway, like, if police come after me, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna. Wait, what was the point of? My bad. I got caught up in the police of it all.
Like we were saying before,
My bad.
actually make life worth living. It makes the struggle meaningful.
Oh yeah. People are. He said that. Hold on. I'll wait.
You get people. I mean, if you don't have anything to lose, like, you're immediately dangerous.
Immediately dangerous. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think just because because you always have something to lose, and that's your life. And if you're like most people, it's also your family. It's also your loved ones. Even if you don't have a child, your parents, your siblings. I don't think I've ever heard anyone really talk about this, but this is what, in an implicit way, the intelligence community hangs over our heads, right? Because they know who you are. They know your family, right? They know everything about you. They could kill you. They could do whatever they want. Everybody knows this. Everybody is afraid of this implicitly. So people don't really have nothing to lose, right? And that's what makes mass shootings so crazy to me. Because the people that do it, they don't have nothing to lose. They don't. right? The only time it really makes sense is when they are obviously sociopaths, like Eric Harris. Okay, but then for every Eric Harris, you have a Dylan Klebold. Right? For those of you that don't know, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, they shot up Columbine High School. It was kind of the first, other than I Don't Like Mondays. Okay, it was like the first mass school shooting. So Eric Klebold and Eric Harris, did I say Eric? I meant Dylan Klebold. They did that shooting. Both of those guys had loving families. Both of them, as far as I can tell. Okay, if anybody, like, don't get me wrong, they were fucked up. Okay, both of them, but like, they had something to lose. Clearly, like their family. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy it. Okay, it wasn't that bad for them, as far as their family is concerned. They seem to have a somewhat unstable, but like mostly decent home life. Both of them, especially Dylan. Okay, Eric maybe a little bit more. I don't know. But anyway, like, people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, people do fucked up shit regardless of what they have to lose. People are always talking about, like, oh, well, they got nothing to lose. Like, they didn't have anything to lose. Like, well, they did. They did, though. They had a lot to lose. They had their own lives, right? They had their whole life in front of them. Those two in particular, and any other child that shoots up their school. They have their whole lives in front of them. And they have their family. So there's something else here. There's something else. What could that be? It could not be rich people. It could not be that. No, what? Rich people? No, yo. Donald Trump told me he was going to clean the swamp. He is doing that. It cannot be rich people.
We are at that point.
It must be the woke.
And nobody will acknowledge it, really.
Yeah,
the woke saboteurs.
I think it really kind of rests with Gen Z and especially with Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha I'm a little afraid of because
I want to talk to these guys because I feel like I could get through to them. I really do. That's Tomfo, please watch this. Please watch my whole video. I'll do anything to get you to watch it. Because I want you to know that we're more alike than you think. Like every communist says. Okay, we are. We are, man. I want to hear you. I want to talk to you, man. I do. Because your anger, your resentment, and the same as your audience, it's from a valid place. You're targeting it at the wrong people. It's rich people. It is the rich people. That's it. Will they kill you for saying it? Probably. Probably they'll kill me too. But let's say it anyway. I'd rather that than be nothing in history, right? If I had a platform like yours, as small as it is, 16,000 subscribers, I'd switch it up immediately. I hope I'd do that. Okay, if I were you, I would say, it's actually been rich people this whole time, and actually not really Jewish people that much. It's been the rich people. That's what I would say, man. Because that's all it takes. That's all it'll take. I keep saying it. I'll say it again. I'll say it over and over and over again. Radical wealth redistribution. But also, if you're still listening, Thomas, that's what it is. It's the wealth redistribution. Me and you, we're more similar than you think. I'm more right-wing than you think. But I'm also more left-wing than you think. Duality. I just want rich people to pay us because we deserve it. Because we gave them everything that they have. Everything that they've made. Every brown person that they've exploited is because of us. And you can feel guilt about that. You can feel the white guilt. I don't, but you can. We gave them this system because they asked for it. And look at what they've done to us. And to be completely 100% for real with you, bruh, the brown people, they deserve more too. They deserve a lot more. I would even argue, and you may disagree with me about this, but I think the brown people even deserve just as much as we get in the end. But we gotta fight for it. Rich people gotta pay.